What is up, everybody? Dakota Storm's coming in with a update of food, I guess. Very good so far. I know this is like a little random, little weird. I'm just doing a food review out of nowhere. And Chick-fil-A, very popular restaurant. If you guys know a little bit about me, I love spicy things and I love food. So if I love spicy things and I love food, well, it makes sense to get spicy food. And overall, I would say far not too hot. Chicken buns, lettuce, and tomatoes and pickles taste really good. Chicken tastes really good. Tastes real, so that's good. Mm. But honestly, just kind of streaming because this is like I think I've had Chick-fil-A before, but I think I just had fries or something. So I think I just had fries the last time I had Chick-fil-A, and that was the only time. So this is a, I guess, historic moment. Although I did just find a hair in my food. Yuck. Very good though, honestly. What's up, Logan Daniels? Chick-fil-A sandwich right now. This is my first spicy sandwich there. Only my second time ever having Chick-fil-A. So right now, I'd give it like an 8 out of 10. The buns are really good. Like, look at my. I'm not a professional with the food reviews, but I feel like it's not hard to be professional. But you can see my thumb impression on the sandwich I'm eating. So I think that's a good sign, right? But yeah, chicken seems to be real. I mean, it's not extremely spicy, but it's good. That's what I like. I want to try extremely spicy sandwiches, but I guess Chick-fil-A probably isn't going to have that. But yeah, everything tastes real and good, so that's nice. Also, the drive-through was kind of cool. They had people standing outside. What do you guys think about this, by the way? I know I usually do storms, but some food reviews, that's kind of hype. What you eating? Yeah, the Chick-fil-A spicy sandwich. What's up, Adam11 Gaming? What's up, Logan Daniels? My day has been phenomenal. Just made my way to Bismarck, and I was like, man, I'm kind of hungry, so let's grab a Chick-fil-A sandwich. But look at that, guys. Even the cheese looks really good. I just dropped lettuce on me. No bother. What's up, Dakota Kid? What's up, Noel Almonte? Happy birthday, Matt Hoffer. Hoffer, I think that's how you pronounce it. Hope it's a great one. Yeah, everybody's saying the Chick-fil-A sandwiches are good. Showcase. I hope you lose control of your car. That'd be pretty hard because I'm parked right now. I'm not driving and eating because I'm not great at multitasking. But I'm not gonna lie, I like it. I do really like it. Food is so good. Probably not the healthiest thing. I doubt it is, but who cares sometimes? So good that I got two, and I'm happy I did. But yeah, guys, there's a storm outbreak going on right now, so yeah, I always base my foods on quality food compared to what I pay, hit or miss. I'll give you guys a little bit of a pro tip. I love food, right? What I don't love is expensive food, right? So here's what I do. I never, ever, ever go and get the actual meals, like where you get fries and a drink, because you're paying about twice as much, and you're just getting fries and a drink, which is not worth it. And so for a spicy chicken sandwich deluxe, I think it was only $6, and this is very good, honestly. So like the price, very good, but if you're gonna get like the actual whole thing, the whole meal, it becomes around $10. And I think I'll be filled by two sandwiches more than one meal, right? But I figured I might as well just eat on camera, so I can get a little bit more out of my purchase, right? You know, more people will maybe enjoy it than me. I don't know. Super, super good though. Super good. My only complaint is that it is really not that spicy. Like whatsoever. Slight stain, but probably like a 3 out of 10, I would say. Nothing much at all. Maybe even two. I could eat like five of these, honestly. Um, some guy I met paid 250 for tasting for a tasting menu, and wine tasting was great, but only once in a while. Yeah, I think that is the type of thing, like once in a lifetime type of deal. You're gonna only want to get that like just for the experience, I would say. Can't be something you do all the time, in my opinion. I used to eat at KFC all the time. But they just released an ad. It was kind of weird. They threw a human into this like puddle, and it came out as chicken. And they were worshiping it. So wait, MSG? That MSG? What is MSG? You know why it's so good? Is that some type of additive? I'm sure it is actually. Everything good nowadays has a reason why it's good, you know, and it's not usually the reason you want to hear, you know. So I really would not be surprised if MSG, what you're referring to, is not a good thing. Um, yeah, the stuff they put in food nowadays is so bad. It's horrible for you. Monosodium glutamate, it can be made naturally, but it is a derivative. So it doesn't sound good. Um, my idea though is I try to get the fast foods that are a little healthier than the other ones. Like McDonald's is probably one of the worst fast foods out there that you can eat. So I haven't eaten McDonald's in years. But I feel like there's other ones that are also unhealthy. I mean, fast food is unhealthy in general, but I just look for the things that have the most real ingredients. FDA cleared it, but it once said it's once said to cause autism. That would be interesting. Because let's look at the facts real quick. We know that autism has went up like exponentially over the last couple decades, and it makes you think what is causing that huge rise. You know, what is making that such a big thing now? Um, and I definitely believe that stuff in the food that we have can cause a lot of adverse effects. I 100% believe that. Call me a tin hat or not tin hat, tinfoil hat guy, but I don't really trust that all the stuff being put in our food is safe. And I know for a fact it's not, as I have an app. It's called Yuka, and it checks out. Here's sandwich number 2, by the way. Uncle Roger, the Chinese uncle, loves MSG. Never heard of Uncle Roger, unless that's a reference. I'm not very good with references whatsoever. So yeah, very good once again. I hate that they're putting random crap. Oh, it's a YouTuber. Okay, I've never heard of them, but I'll check them out. But I hate how they put random crap all over in our food to just for whatever reason, whether it's tons of preservatives or whatever. If it's really detrimental to your health, I don't want to be eating it. You know, that's why I don't eat McDonald's because I think it's horrible for you. Ooh, this one's a little bit more spicy. A little bit. We'll see. I like this though. I do. Chick-fil-A sauce is also really good, but again, guys, I don't know if you know this, but sauces are really bad for you. There's a reason why they make everything good is because they're filled with sugar and additives. So definitely not a type of thing you can eat all the time. You can, but your body will start to compromise. Anything that's good is probably not good for you, unless it's like fruits or vegetables. You're not seeing a lot of people out there that are just excited to eat vegetables, though. I just got something on me. What was that? Was juice? Oh, okay. Yeah, I do watch like food reviews sometimes though, and I just find it to be interesting because just seeing different people's outlooks on like how it is, I guess. Did you know all bottled water have zero point zero 0.01 nanograms per deciliter of fluoride? It's supposed to be good for your teeth, but not healthy to drink. Speak of the devil, yeah, that's a one of my buddies is huge into the big fluoride thing. He even has toothpaste that doesn't have fluoride. I don't like fluoride whatsoever, and now you got me sitting about my water. Fluoride has been linked, I believe it was to dementia and other like mental health conditions, and some people blame it for the, like I said, the exponential rise of like dementia and other types of illnesses. Oh, city water's even worse. What the heck? Actually, yeah, that actually makes sense though, because my buddy, he specifically gets bottled water. My buddy, like his car is full of like bottled waters, and that's all he tries to consume because he says fluoride. So I guess that would make sense why the city water has higher fluoride content than the bottled water. His bottled water would be safer, although some bottled water is really sketchy. I don't like Dasani, for example, because it makes that weird sound when you open it. Um, Kind of a sizzling sound, and I find that to be a little bit suspicious personally. But it also means hormones because all water gets treated and reused. Bath water, toilet water, all feminine products. It can't filter at all. Yeah, and that's the thing too. It does filter most of it, right? So the filters take out most of it, but it cannot get all of it. So you're still gonna get little uh, small amounts of these dangerous type of chemicals and deals, and it's concerning. It really is concerning. Because I guess you cannot really get away from it. The fluoride. So my buddy still showers, so even that's soaking into his skin and whatnot. Once I can afford to build my own home, well water, but a heavy filtration system for arsenic and heavy metals, that would be a great idea. I think my family's actually building a well right now. We don't run off water, but I think we're trying to work on it because we do live in the country. Um, but that's the safest way to go because and we could go down a really deep hole of conspiracies and with fluoride and whatever. My dad has told me a lot of different types of conspiracies with the fluoride, causing cancer, dementia, and then even some other weird, like really a little bit really weird stuff. It's kind of hard to explain, but I definitely believe there's so many things they put in our food, they put in our water, and everything that is just detrimental to our health, and there's no way that you can look at it and say that it's good for you. Like you said, fluoride is said to be good for your teeth, but when consumed, it's a whole different type of deal, you know. I could talk about one of my theories that my dad has told me before, but one second. Exactly, yeah. Although when I was a kid, I remember the fluoride tasting good, and so I would swallow bits of it. But I was a kid. I just didn't think it actually was detrimental to the health. But now I do not swallow it because it is bad for you. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe it is linked to cancer. Correct? Um, I might be wrong, but I believe it is linked to the cancer. Um, Let me know down below if I am right. Yeah, here comes my fluoride water. But luckily, that's I guess it's better than tap water. I guess though, so that's better. Very good sandwich. You don't eat it all the time. Prime example why eating it like McDonald's though is because like you'll have a McDonald's sandwich sit for like 2 years, 10 years, 15 years, and it will still look like the same McDonald's sandwich. Like the wrapping paper around the McDonald's sandwich will decompose before the actual sandwich. So, do you really want to be putting that in your body? Do you really want to do that? Seems like way too risky to me. There's so much stuff that's horrible for you nowadays, and we often forget about it. We lose sight what actually should be done. Yeah, yeah. Like, look at how many more issues kids have nowadays than previous. Um, like you mentioned, autism way more than past. Like ADHD, like depression and cancer has been going up so much more. Dementia's been going up so much more. All these conditions have all went up so much, and you can link it to so many things. What they're putting in water, what they're putting in our food, maybe more damaging sun rays. But what all leads down to is it's probably a combination of a lot of things, right? And here's another thing: tinfoil hat. I don't wear sunscreen. I don't like it whatsoever because you've seen videos where they spray plants or grass with sunscreen, and a couple hours it will be dead. So if you're putting this into your skin and your skin is soaking in this sunscreen, it can't really be good for you. That really can't. Now, here's what I recommend. I'm not just saying to stand in sun for 15 hours and do nothing, right? Get under shade. That's the best thing you can possibly do. Um, I don't believe in sunscreen ever. Also, I don't burn very easy. Um, this is like my natural skin color, so I'm a little bit darker tone. But still, my point remains: sunscreen is not really what you think it is. Same with bug spray. Um, a lot of chemicals, and you're just putting it into your skin and letting it soak in. Especially if you don't take a bath or shower after you put in the chemicals, that puts you at risk because it has more time to absorb. And also, McDonald's turns into black sludge when you digest it. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I know I've talked to a lot too, where McDonald's actually makes them physically sick. And it's because your stomach is telling you not to put it in. When you get physically from that, your stomach knows it's like, wait a minute, you're not supposed to put this in here. What is this? It's just foreign, weird chemicals and stuff, and it's horrible for you. Um, which I just had another point. I lost it. Thank you, Colodio. I think I'm saying that right. For saying that you're going to subscribe. And I never got injections for the certain situation that we had for 3 years. I think I know exactly the situation you're referring to. I never did either. We just spiked to 8 viewers, so thank you for everyone who's watching right now. Talking about food, looking about dangers of food and what they put in food. But yeah, no, I never got the injections either. For personal reasons, obviously, just didn't see it as my best interest. If that wants me for future work, well, that would be ridiculous, but is what it is. For me personally, yeah, that's extremely interesting. Very, very interesting, actually. His body was so used to having good and pure things for it that when he puts in crap, it immediately throws up. And see, the reason why we don't throw up is because we've become conditioned to it. It's ironic because I'm eating food, but we've become conditioned to these things. Like right now, if I ate McDonald's, I would likely get an upset stomach because I haven't had it in years. And I usually don't eat fast food. I actually don't. I usually eat more so like homemade stuff, actual things, eggs, stuff like that. But we all have like yeah, colloidal. We have a built-up tolerance, so we're gonna throw up. But these people that 20 years of real food, when you transition something crap like that, you're gonna have a reaction because it's not real food. Here's an example I was thinking of earlier. Speaking of McDonald's, we have all seen the advertisements, right? This makes me sick. This is actually so sick to me. We've all seen the advertisements where McDonald's says 100 made from 100% pure beef or whatever, something very similar to that. And when you see that, you're like, okay, there's no way, it's not 100% pure. There's no way it's actual beef. They're not lying to you. They are not lying to you. The company that they get their stuff from is called Pure Beef. So they're not lying. They're sneaky about it. And that tells you it's not actually beef. It's not. So that really makes you think, okay, wait a minute. 100% pure beef. The pure beef is the company name. Interesting. So what is actually in these McDonald's burgers? What is it? Here's another interesting thing to me. My phone is near death, but I'm gonna grind it out. Where are they getting all these cows in the world from? From beef. You get hundreds of millions of McDonald's burgers every day. Maybe not that many, but millions of McDonald's burgers are consumed every day. Where are they finding this meat? These. So you're telling me we got millions and billions of cows just on ready to be turned into meat? I don't believe that one bit. They're using something, or combinations of things. I just got a carpentry apprenticeship, so my goal is to have for my children to eat as healthy as possible, only hunting and fishing, homegrown fruit and vegetables. That is a absolutely great goal. Um, I think the word that best describes it is self sustainability. Um, You don't even have to go to stores, grocery stores anymore. You are completely sustainable by yourself. I think that's the way to do it because then especially you know you're putting into your body, and you can trust that it's actual good stuff and real food. Substitute. Subway had the scandal. The chicken is only 50% chicken. The rest is cellulose, a wood glue. Yeah, isn't that tasty, guys? You're eating wood glue. Gotta love wood glue in your sandwiches. I might be the only one, but this stuff makes me extremely angry. I think that these fast food joints need to be completely changed. I would be willing to pay 2, 3 more bucks a sandwich if there's real ingredients. But here's the thing: if you were getting actual, completely legitimate ingredients, it would be more than 3, 4 bucks. It would be extremely expensive. So most of our there's a lot of talk that the food is potentially, let's see. There's a lot of talk that a lot of the food that we have nowadays is government changed. So basically, what I mean by that is they have done things to the food. They have genetically engineered the food to be different, like the grocery store fruit and stuff like that. And I'm not very educated on how you know the difference. But what I do, I just almost passed away, but that was bad. Yeah, well, my Chick-fil-A just fell on the ground. That's horrible. um, but until I get to like the red lights, that's I'll talk. That was a hard break. That was a horrible break. Everything just flew on the floor. But anyways, I'll read some comments while I'm stopped. Taco Bell beef has cellulose and cheese and tacos. Yeah, Taco Bell, one of those places. Tastes good, but guess what, guys? It's not good for you whatsoever. Now I'm lost. Wait a minute, where am I? Where am I? And just like that, I'm lost. Okay. That is less than ideal. The frying pan, the frying oil is a plastic breakdown substitute. Yeah. It's just unbelievable how much just trash they have. I hope I didn't get soft on the floor. That would suck. But yeah, it's incredible like what they're doing with their food, and once you start to go down that rabbit hole of what's in our food, it starts to kind of make you sick. Makes you sick to see everything they just put in your food, and yeah, and you consume it, and it's taking a toll on your body. If you ate completely real things all the time, um, you'd be in a much better position, physically and mentally. Also, that's another thing. Well, health can be directly correlated to what you're putting in your body with foods. If you eat so much healthier, you will be in a much better mental state naturally. Here's another thing I actually was talking about: sugar. Um, Sugar, guys. I am the biggest anti-sugar guy you could possibly, no, not the biggest, but I am huge on anti-sugar. They say sugar is more addictive than the drug cocaine. Sit there, think about that a second. More addictive than cocaine. And we're consuming this in mass numbers. You look at America, the obesity numbers has dramatically jumped. Where am I? That's the question. I'm lost. That's where I am. Still don't know the city. I've been here like 8 months, so that's something. But as I was saying, the sugar, it legitimately does not do anything good for your body. I've watched doctor videos, so I might be mixing up a couple points, but the point remains: sugar is terrible for your body. Hold up, I think I know where I'm going. Where am I? Do I? We'll see. If I get lost, then I'll get Google Maps. But yeah, sugar takes a toll on your body. And wait a minute, do I know where I am? I do not know where I am. Maybe. We'll see. Oh yeah, I'm fine with natural sugars from berries, raw honey, maple syrup from maple trees. Yes, that is what I. That is the good sugars. Fruit sugars, and stuff like that. But every sugar that's added, like, um, yeah, these are the good ones. And people are like, okay, here's another thing that the government deceives you. Not even the government, whatever it is, the people making the food. You see a drink that says zero sugar, and you take this drink, and they're like, oh, that's actually pretty good. Well, that's nice, no sugar, and it's a pretty good drink. How great, you know? They've cracked the code, all is well. But what if I told you? What if I told you that is not the case? Hold up, guys. I think I know where I am. Look at that. I was never lost in the first place, despite what I said. I knew exactly where I was going. But anyway, yeah, sugar. Oh man, what was I talking? I got distracted because I realized that I wasn't lost. Sugar, sugar. Oh yeah, artificial sugars. So let's say you have like a zero sugar monster, right? Like, damn, this is actually pretty good, and there's no sugar. That is great. This thing must be pretty healthy for you. Well, that's not the case. A lot of artificial sugars are even more detrimental than actual sugars, as they can be linked to a number of things. So I lost my train of thought. Hold on. When you get something that says zero sugar, okay, okay, distractions are done. When you think of something getting zero sugar, look on the actual label and get an app called YUKA. It will make everything easier. It's called Yuka, YUKA. You can scan it and see everything added, see actually how healthy it is for you, and it will show you healthier alternatives. I would really, really recommend that for everybody right now. Yuka, it's called. It's great stuff. Um, but I would definitely check that out if you have storage on your phone, and most of you probably do. But scan everything, and it will tell you, like I said, healthier alternatives, everything you could possibly want. Um, don't think of being lost, but in a new way. There you go. Except the only issue is when I get lost, sometimes I get in bad situations and I end up on the wrong side of the road. True. Yeah, not the greatest driver, so I do sometimes end up on the wrong side of the road, weirdly enough. But yeah, Splenda is one of those additives, those artificial additives that they put in. And one thing you can definitely look for on your bottle or whatever to see, there's stuff like chlorine, glucose. Anything with ose is sugar. So fructose, glucose. I don't know the other oses. I think I don't know. There's other ones, but that can directly translate to sugar. And my phone is at 4%. My phone's at 4%. So we're gonna just grind this out. Once I'm at 1%, I will probably end the stream. But until then, I'll keep the stream up and running because I don't know you guys, but I find this type of stuff really interesting. To think this all started with a little bit of food review is crazy. Now we're at talking about. I will definitely save this video. I will make this video public too. Once I'm done with the stream. Well, until then, have a good night, but I'll be here. Appreciate you sticking around. I see 3 people that have been pretty much consistently sticking out through the whole thing. So really appreciate you guys, and also appreciate everyone who's liked, commented, and subscribed. Like I said, we're on that grind. Mostly, we are a storm channel. That's most of my content is storms, but often during the live streams, I will talk about everything, absolutely everything, whether it's conspiracies, whether it's food related things. It doesn't really matter. I will talk about everything. Just whatever comes on chat and whatever's on my mind, and whatever other type of world events are currently going on. Yeah, Chase Storms and tinfoil hat talks, 100%. Speaking of tinfoil hat talks, let's see. I'm at 4%, so we'll see if we can get this all out. We've all seen that Katy Perry went to space. How cool, right? She went to space, right? Right, guys? She went to space. Yeah. Let's put it this way. She went to space. Now, I might lose some audience by saying this, and I might get some people angry in the comments. Katy Perry did not go to space. Let's just accept it at this point. I've watched several videos at this that disprove that whole idea. So let's put it to rest. Katy Perry did not go to space. For example, one of my best, not one of my best, but one of the best videos I've seen explaining why she did not go to space is a little thing that is called G-force. G-force, right? So basically, that's the force that when you're going at high speeds and rising quickly. I'm not a scientist, so this is a generalized definition, but high speeds, rising quickly, fast speed, right? Your face is going to kind of deform. So I would not look like this if I was experiencing like G-force, right? But apparently, Katy Perry looked just fine. Weird. She looked just fine. Her face didn't contort in any way. Weird. One. Okay, two. Maybe she just doesn't experience G-force. Maybe she has superhuman abilities and doesn't experience it. I don't know. Well, how about point two? There are scientists that talked about this whole thing, right? And they have said, one, you cannot open from the inside. You have to be let out from the outside. And in the video, it showed them when they supposedly landed, they were going out from the inside. Now that's not supposed to happen too. Well, no, this is point three. The windows were way too big. So it makes you believe that this was cinematic purposes only. For typical rocket launches, the windows are not going to be that big. And I don't remember the scientific terms why, but that it doesn't add up. Science says so, so I'll take their word for it. Colloidal, the force of what gravity places pressure as well as air pressure. So the definition for G-force. Yeah, and like I said, she looked fine the whole time. She was just leaning back like, and her face didn't change one bit. And I was like, what is going on? Every other person, every other living person on the planet would experience G-force, but Katy Perry doesn't? What? That doesn't make sense to me. So yeah, tinfoil hat again. I don't think she's in space. I think they faked it. Now we could go down a rabbit hole. Why would they fake it? There's a variety of reasons. There's a variety of reasons. We'll just say that for now. But yeah, she didn't go to space, guys. Matt says spice plus chicken equals spicy chicken. Man, I like the comparison or whatever. What? Not comparison, but phrase. We'll go with phrase. Yeah, I love spicy chicken sandwiches, and we've been on a whole roll. Uh, we've been on a whole roll here for the lit here, talking about everything, guys. This is one of the greatest streams ever that I've done because this is extremely interesting stuff, and I wish my phone wasn't dying on me. I wish my phone was not dying. Hold on, my phone doesn't have to be dying. You know what? I'm gonna go to my dorm, and I can continue this conversation because I'm loving it. I'm loving the conversation, and this is likely going to be the longest stream we've ever had. this is likely going to get an hour point as long as we keep it up. But colloidal is main ingredient in Tylenol. Now, what does colloidal do? Is that the what suppresses the pain? But when I get to my door, you guys will be in my pocket for like 5 seconds, and then I will get back into my room. But so yeah, you will have a moment of darkness. Do not be concerned. You'll just be in my pocket because I'm gonna grab my charger so I can continue this conversation because it's a really good one. So, because my phone's at 3% and I don't want to end the stream yet because this is great. I love these conspiracies and I wouldn't even consider them conspiracies. They're just the truth. Maybe I've been talking to one of my buddies too much. He's huge into um, this type of thing, but he's a good dude. So, and we got 7 people in here, so we still got people wanting to hear. Yeah, I did get on the floor. Had a horrible break earlier. I almost blew a red light. I tend to do that for some reason. Yeah, rabbit hole. That's the best way to put it. And I go these rabbit holes quite a bit, so clean up the mess really quick. Yeah, you guys are gonna be in my pocket for just like 5 seconds. 5 seconds or so. I'm gonna go inside the dorms and then I'll continue the conversation. But second. There we go. We're back in here. Get my phone plugged in so it doesn't die on me. Very sad looking dorm. So this is what my keys feel like. I know that was a POV for your keys right there. Get this plugged in. My charger's trash too, so hopefully it charges. There we go. Dropped out of college. Yeah, a lot of people don't even need to be at college. Depending on what you're doing, you know, college is not necessary. I'm just doing it because I'm going into meteorology. Let's see if we charge here. Come on. There we go. Looks like we're charging. I'm holding my charger in a weird position, but it's working. I'll have to go to the gym later too, so if we get enough juice in the phone, then I'll probably end the stream and go to the gym. So, but yeah, wasting your time. I 100% agree with that, actually. In college, it keeps making me take weird general classes that don't even help boost neurology. I have to take an art class next semester, which is weird. The people that say college is a scam, kind of right. They are kind of right. And most go to college for things you don't even need to go for, so it's dumb. It is dumb. I'm not a big college advocate. I'm actually opposite, I would say. Sense of relief when the phone charges, yeah. Yeah, because I don't want the stream to end abruptly. So, yeah, I don't want that to happen because good conversations so far, been really interesting, and we still got 3 people sitting in here listening. So, I feel like that'd be rude. Okay, now we got 1 person, but it would be rude if I ended stream right now, I'd say. I live in my car currently, so it could be worse. Yeah,
At least you got a car. That's for sure. But yeah, once you get the carpentry thing, whole thing figured out, then you can get those goals that you're all looking for. I think it was, can't remember exactly, but yeah. Yeah, was you? Okay, okay. I was making sure. I know you've been sticking through the stream pretty much the whole time, but there was a couple people earlier that I wasn't for sure. But yeah, I'll probably do a food stream again next time I eat a chain restaurant or something like that. I like local legend type of locations that are not everywhere but are really really good. And at my location we got a lot of those. And I'm not sure if I was supposed to be in all of them because I think you're supposed to be 21 when you go in them, but they didn't stop me, so who knows? Because I don't know. I look close enough, I would say. Mom and pop shops or shady looking, usually good food. I agree with that. Same with food trucks. Food trucks, I guess food trucks are hit or miss, but family restaurants are really really good usually. Uh, they have these family restaurants passed down generations and just really good stuff, I would say. Yeah, your baby face is covered by your facial hair. Yeah. When I'm clean shaven, I look probably 15. I look like a really young kid. Um, but now I look a little bit older, that's for sure, and I like looking older. So I still remember it was probably a year ago. Well, no, I've just had people tell me that I look old for my age, you know? Like they tell me I look like 21 or 20. Um, but when I'm clean shaven, they do not say that to me whatsoever. They tell me I look young. So like I said, I tend to keep. You probably walk and talk like that, but the area hat gives away how young you are. Um, I'm kind of similar to my dad, not the most similar. We have different ideologies, but along the area hat. Why does the area hat give away how young I am? Honestly, um, I don't consider myself to be like a big country kid, although I do live in the country. Um, I don't like ride horse, so I wouldn't consider myself to be a country kid. I just bought hat because I think it looks cool. Um, it's too clean. When I was 18, I've been told I look 32 and Happy Father's Day. Oh wow. I've known you probably have a really good beard then. I've known some people that have incredible beards of their age. My buddy actually, he's just turned 19 and he's bald and he has like a neck beard, so he does not look 19. That's for sure. Um, it's too clean. Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, I've only had it for like a year, and I don't even have. Well, I don't consider myself really a country kid, is because we don't really have cows. We do have animals, but we don't got cows, and so I wouldn't consider myself like country. You know, I live in the country, but I wouldn't consider myself country. It's too clean. Yeah, I read that one. No clean shaven all the time. Okay, yeah. See, I just like I said, I look too young when I'm clean shaven, and so I tend to have a little bit of something. A lot of times though, oh, my phone's in again. What's going on? A lot of times though, what I'll do is when I shave the mustache, I'll keep the soul patch just because it looks sick. So a lot of people hate that, but I think it looks cool. So it's the only opinion that matters is your own. Emo phase all the way. Are you saying like you have an emo phase, or I've never went through that? Yeah, I never had that. I've just always kind of. Oh, you did? Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I never. I mean, I used to listen to like a lot of rock, still do, but I never like dressed in a like a in that sort of way. I would say I've been pretty consistent like my whole life. Like everyone's known who's known me is probably gonna say I've been like the same. I've never really had phases, you know. Just always been the same dude my whole life, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing if you have phases, and I don't think it's a bad thing if you don't. Breaking Benjamin and asking Breaking Benjamin and asking Alexandria. Yeah, I used to listen to Breaking Benjamin, Breaking Benjamin, 3 Days Grace, Three Doors Down, System of a Down, Five Finger Death Punch, Slipknot. Nowadays, I'm listening to a lot of country music. I would say is primarily what I'm listening to. I listen to a lot of Co Wetzel, a lot of Whiskey Myers. I listen to Alan Jackson. Um, what the hell was it? Just tons of country. My playlist is uh, mostly country, I would say, and it's about almost 60 hours, and I would say 35 of it is country. So that is my favorite genre as of right now. But I also do um like pop sometimes do like the old nostalgic music. I like that stuff a lot. It just like pumps you up a little bit. I was born in New Orleans, but I prefer No Neighbors. Played banjo, or not banjo. Where did I get? Oh, okay, that's further down. Played piano, but would prefer to pluck a banjo. See, that's really cool. I only instrument I really ever knew was the trumpet, and I think I'm using the word "new" pretty loosely. I was pretty bad with the trumpet, kind of because I didn't take it serious. I was just down with my buddies the whole time who were also trumpet players, and we all quit after like 1 or 2 years. But I would love to learn to play guitar or like piano would be cool too, or like banjo. Just any instrument would be cool just to pass time better, learn. And I'm definitely gonna take the stream to 1 hour, just so I can say I've had an hour stream before, because I don't think I've ever reached that point. I think the longest stream I've ever had was a little bit over 50 minutes. So if I could take a stream to an hour, that'd be pretty cool. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Really quick though, I'm gonna grab a drink of milk. My target just unplugged. What's going on? Hold on, let me get this plugged in. All right, let's see if this charges. Come on. I'll respond to your comment 1 second. I'm just grabbing some milk. Okay. I'm dreaming of sitting on a rocking chair front porch and playing some music. Yeah. Yeah, that will be the dream. I would love to do that. See, like, because I'm becoming like a storm chaser, my thing is like, I want to have all these fun, exciting, exhilarating years when I'm young. Then once I'm 40s, 50s, gonna be doing that. But once I start getting old, maybe 60s, that is what I want to do. I just want to chill in my retirement, and just lay back, relax, fish, hunt, and just like you said, dream or not dream, sit on a rocking chair and play music with the wife and kids, obviously, but the kids would be grown up by then, and the wife would be old, I guess. But yeah, that's the dream. Fun when I'm young and slow down when I'm old, I would say. But still, I would still love the weather. But you know, um, I gotta so fed up with life. I just want to chill now. But first, I gotta work for it. Yeah, that is the thing. You gotta work so that you can get to that point where you're in the rocking chair on the porch, playing music. Um, I'm a big advocate for working hard when you're young, and so that when you're old, you can relax more. But I don't think you should work so hard that you burn yourself out. That's what I think. I think you should work just enough so you can still make sure you love life. If you get to the point where you are working so hard, you're hating life, then you gotta slow down. That's just your sign to slow down. Um, you gotta go at your own pace. You gotta make enough money, but you can't die trying. Because you'll never get it experience. You'll never live life if you just hold on to your money. Life. Like that's the thing with me. Like I have a bad tendency to just hold on to my money, and right now that serves me well, but I'm gonna miss out on experiences, and so that's what kind of me thinking. I gotta start doing more things instead of just hoarding my money, being selfish with it. The best thing you can do with your money is to better yourself and others, and that's what you got to do to be happiest. I'm not much older than you, but I did start working full time at 14. So what I did, kind of the same way. I think I was 15, and I got my first job, and I would work after school, and then oh, my phone's not charging again. There we go. I would work after school, and then on weekends, and then on summers I would work full time, 3 hour weeks or close to it. Last summer I did a really hard job. Basically, you'd spray the oil fields. You'd walk up and down the oil fields and spray them, and I'd get 13 miles in daily of walking up hills, and it was hot and it was horrible, but it made me a better person. I would say it made me appreciate um, life, I guess, more. Um, Look at that, 60 minutes. Yeah, I've definitely never hit that. That looks cool. Maybe we'll even hit 70 minutes. I don't know. I know that. I don't know what time does the gym close. Does it even pay going? Might be even kind of too late to go. Whatever. It was gonna be leg day anyway, so I don't really care that much. If it closes at 11, we're doing just fine. If it closes at 10, well, so much for the gym. But you drove semi trucks for 5 years, cooked for 6. Now waiting for this new skill. Okay, yeah, semi trucks. So you were a trucker. I don't. That'd be a tough job driving so much. It's hard on the body too. Why did I stutter? Also because you're driving so much, and you're not getting so much exercise. You're eating a bunch of gas station food that's hard on your body. So hopefully that paid well. I think our truckers and stuff should get paid more. Um, and also the isolation from that job, because I believe you um, do it solo most of the time. The isolation from that job, I can't imagine was easy. Um, See, I'm a person. I need to be talking to people. I need to be with people most of the time, or else I start to get spiral a little bit. So, um, yeah, I could never really do a job that I'm always by myself, because I would lose it. I would go insane. Cook for 6. That's definitely a lot more fun of a job though. Being like a cook or a chef or something. Um, that's great. I'm a horrible cook. and I used to want to be a cook, but then I found out I'm not very good at it because I'm not a best guy with instructions. Okay, it made you the trucking job made you depressed, and then you would talk to yourself and also answer yourself. See, what's up, Liam? I'm gonna quick respond to this. Um, that weed spraying job, the one time I was by myself, and it was a 12, 13 hour day, something like that. And I tell you what, guys, you do start to kind of like lose your mind a little bit. Like I don't want to get dramatic, but you do tend to like get a little bit like loopy. And since our radio didn't work and my phone was dead, um, I had to talk to myself, and it was the weirdest thing. I tried to have conversations with myself to keep myself a little bit sane because it was so bad because you'd be spraying these weed fields, or not fields, but you'd be spraying these oil sites just by yourself. And my partner wasn't there. It sucked. And so I'd talk to myself and be like, this really sucks. And then I'd respond to myself, like, yeah, I agree. Like, why the hell are we doing this? Um, and I probably look like an insane person, but sometimes you get so bored. And I was at the point where I was just losing it, and it felt like the longest day. I had to talk to somebody, right? And so that's it was horrible. Liam says, I just want to say hi. I wasn't there for your other live stream. I just got to go to sleep. I want to tell you hi so that I will be there at your other live stream. I go to the bus at 7 and I leave at 3. So good night. Completely fine. Appreciate you stopping in here and talking for a bit. Yeah, we're having a really, really long stream right now, talking about like legitimately everything. So yeah, just appreciate you coming in, chatting, maybe liking. I think I saw the like comment, like number go up when you were in here. But yeah, you have a good one. Don't feel pressured to stay in here. Just kind of do whatever as you will. You know, I ain't got anybody hostage, that's for sure. But let me take another sip of milk. I love milk, by the way, guys. Milk is my favorite drink. You ended up with stalkers in different cities. Yeah, that's creepy. That is. I always had like those feelings of like, what if people are watching to me, watching? What if people are listening to me? Um, and it does kind of get a little bit out of control sometimes. Um, but it is always a thought, the fear of me of being watched and stalked. And I doubt anyone is out there trying to find me because I haven't made no enemies. But it still is a thing that kind of just doesn't sit with me. Sometimes you'll just get weird feelings that you're being watched. You know, it's like, have you guys ever had it where, for example, you're in an auditorium, right, and there's a bunch of people, and you suddenly look to your left, just instinctively, you just look to your left, and there's someone who happens to be looking at you, right? It's almost like instinct that you're being watched. And maybe you weren't even thinking at the time, hey, I think I'm watched, right? You just look over and someone is already looking at you and you make eye contact with them. It's weird. Why? I don't know. I don't know the psychology or terminology why that happens, but it's weird. And so that feeling I get sometimes is unsettling. That you're being watched. It's a horrible feeling, you know. I was so deprived of human connections. I slept with my stalked. One lady stalked me for 8 months. I looked like their anime boy. Um, yeah, the being deprived from human contact for a long time really starts to put a number on you in ways that you could not possibly imagine. There used to be like a Japanese game show where basically happened to this one guy was he was like he would have to like live in this one house ever by himself for like 3 months or something. I can't remember. Penguin Zero did a video on it. It's called Evilest Game Show Ever or whatever. Basically stuff like that, and it's extremely interesting because after he was done with this show, or he was done with the show. Man, my phone's not charging again. No, okay. There we go. Yeah, after he was done with the show, let's move this beer. After he was done with the show, he was still not the same. He used to be an extremely social guy, and would love people, and people loved him. He was an aspiring comedian, and that's actually why he went onto the show, is because he wanted to help propel this comedy career. But after he got out, he found talking to people really hard because he has been deprived of it so long, and he couldn't talk to people anymore. He wasn't the same person, and so once you miss, once you start to lack that human connection, you just start to lose it, I guess. That's why, being in sensory deprivation tanks, or with like white rooms where you don't hear anything, you don't see anything, it's just white. You go crazy really quick because you basically only start your own thoughts and your heartbeat, and you'll probably what's the word? Spine quickly. Like these deprivation things, usually people only last for an hour or two. I didn't so much as lose it, but my interactions became estranged. Can you define estranged for me? I'm not entirely sure what that means. I kind of know what it means, but like because of context clues, but I'm not entirely sure what estranged means. I'll put my milk in the fridge while you define estranged, if you can, for me, please. Okay. Okay. Weird, crazy, like unhinged. Okay. Yeah, I get that. I get that. Like, luckily, I have um, quite a few people in my life that bring me conversations, and I have conversations with, and stuff like that. But if I lost some of those people, or if I moved to a completely different place, or if I became isolated, I would quickly start to not become me. Um, Even sometimes, like if I'm in a bad mood and I don't see people for hours, let's say I'm in a bad mood and by myself for a whole day, let's say, that's what I look like without a soul patch. Okay, it tends to be a little different because the more you dwell and think about something, the more it becomes real, you know. So like if you're in a bad mood, the best thing you can do is distract yourself, do something, not to sit and dwell on it, right? Because when you sit and dwell in your own thoughts and you don't talk to others, it builds up and it grows worse and worse and worse. I'm gonna get to 80 minutes. I think that's my goal, 80 minutes, because I like the number 8, so might as well. Mustache looks really good from this angle. Can't wait once it gets much bigger and longer. So that's the whole goal. I'll take a breath saver. But human connection, we are social creatures, and whether you're introvert, extrovert, whatever you are, we all need connections to others, or else it start to get in bad position. How's it feel like? How does this feel? Talk with others, yet not see them. It's a little weird, but I've gotten used to it. Um, it's weird to not put a name behind a face. It's a little weird, but I've gotten used to it, and I am still looking at a person, which is me. Like, it's a little weird, but you do kind of get used to it because you know there's people behind these words. You just can't envision what they look like unless they have like a profile picture or something. But it's a little. But I feel like this way. If I was doing this all the time and I had no human to human conversations, I would still go crazy. Maybe a little less slow or a little more slow. But if I'm not having actual human to human conversations, then I think um, I'll go crazy. Take a gander of what you think I like. I honestly have no idea. I haven't had any cues. Like, I can't guess like what you look like. Although you said you were a truck driver, um, a chef. Glasses maybe. Is that a good guess? Glasses. Maybe tall. I don't know. It's hard to guess. So tall and glasses, okay. And brown hair. Yeah, to the brown hair or black hair. Okay. Tall, black hair with glasses. See, I kind of have a picture of you in my head, but it's probably not accurate whatsoever. That's my interpretation. It's just what my brain connects to. I know that guy, but I don't think I could guess specifics. So those were just random guesses. But like you as a person, I, if you're familiar with Joe Bartolozzi, I think is how you say his name. He does a lot of philosophy type of deals, and I watch it very frequently. I find it very interesting. And one thing he talked about was different interpretations of everybody around the world, right? How millions of different people have, maybe not millions, but thousands of different people have interpretations of you in their own mind, and it's their own interpretation. Your interpretation of me is way different than how my best buddy interprets me, right? Um, so, or your interpretation of me is going to be way different than my mom interprets me. Everybody sees you in a slightly different type of way and has different pictures of you in their head. And you have a picture of yourself in your head, and that's the most accurate. You are the only one that knows. You know the most about yourself. Why am I lining this up in my head? You know the most about yourself, right? But yeah, I just find that interesting. There's so many different interpretations of yourself. Everybody's going to see you different. Uh, that's hard to read. You're some guy I happen to stumble across who happens to be more interesting than the rest of the platform. See, I don't want to get cocky, but I do consider myself a type of guy that has a lot of interesting ideas and a lot of things to talk about. But what makes it interesting is who is willing to listen to it, right? Sometimes my videos don't get this long because eventually everybody's out of the stream and I'm just talking to myself. And there's no point to it, because there's not going to be many people that are going to rewatch the stream except maybe a couple of my friends. And we'll see if some of my friends rewatch this stream. It's a very long one, so if they have hours of free time, then maybe they will, but if anything, I'll probably skim. But yeah, I believe I have a lot of interesting ideas, and everybody does, That's what I love, is I love talking to as many people as I can, because the more and more ideas you get from others, and the more and more you talk to others, the more better of a picture you can get of people. And the different experiences that others have, different stories they have, is beautiful. It's awesome. Like this one older lady I was talking to the other day, I was at a church and eating breakfast, and she just randomly sat next to me, and we talked for about an hour. And the life she lived is a very different time from me, but it was very interesting. People have their stories, and you're going to be these people for a while, and each person in your life has a role. Where's it going to go with this? Seeing an older lady. Every person in your life has like a little, depending on how close you are, has a role in life. Whether it's a small role, whether it's a big role. And I find that it's so interesting how many little things go in to change the person you are. So that my hour-long conversation in the scheme of things may have been that big of a deal with that lady. But in her life and in mine, it happened, and it changed things. It changed perspectives. It changed the way you see. Maybe it made... But yeah, no. Basically what I'm trying to say is people have so many impacts in your life that you could never even imagine. It might seem minuscule, but it's so interesting. I would definitely recommend Joe Bartolozzi, some of his philosophy talks. Incredibly interesting, and he's going into type of stuff, I believe, so I would definitely check that out. But I love philosophical type of talks and arguments and discussions. I find it to be interesting because the fact of the matter is we as humans, we don't know barely anything. We don't know barely anything, and the desire to know the unknown is what really drives me. I want to know everything, but I know that's not possible. There's so many questions that cannot be possibly answered, and it bugs me. You just got to kind of live with it, unfortunately. So in this life, what I believe is that you should try to have the best life, make the most memories that you can, because chances are you have one life. So you should live like you do only have one, because a lot of people have regrets. And what if you try to live in a way that you do everything? That when you're 60, 70, you're not going to be sitting there wishing that you did more. Why not do it now? So that's my point, I guess. See 2 people in here now sitting through it, so appreciate the 2 people. Now we got 3 people, so appreciate the 3 people in here. Garbage. Yeah. But yeah, conversations with people, so good, because you learn a little bit about each person, and once you have a conversation with somebody, they become more real to you. You're never going to remember somebody if you just walk by them and never say a word to them. You're not going to remember them. But if you walk by somebody and give them a compliment or say hello, they'll remember you for a little bit. And if you actually have a full-on conversation, they'll remember you for a little bit longer. And if you become friends, they'll remember you for a long time, So I one thing that drives me is the desire to be remembered. I don't want to be forgotten, and you know, I don't want to be forgotten right away. I want to be in a position where people know of me, and that's cool. And we're at 80 minutes, long stream, guys. But I'll keep it running a little bit longer because there's still people in here still listening. So once again, really appreciate everybody who's came in and listened to me yapping and everything like that. So you will know the impact you have had on a person. The smallest of interactions could mean the world to another. So yeah, and see, that's why myself, I'd like to say I'm a very nice to other people. Because I know that a lot of people go through some hard times, and that's natural in life. And if you're like the one reason that they want to keep going with their life, this is a sad type thing. But if you're the one person that's there for them and holds them from doing something in their life that's permanent, and I'm not going to mention it, but you probably know what I'm talking about. I want to be that guy who can stop people, because it's the saddest thing when someone feels like they got nobody, That's the worst thing possible is that someone feels alone and isolated. So, like, I don't know if I mentioned this very well, but I always try to everybody, that I'll be there for them if they need somebody to talk to. Some people in my life maybe don't hear me say that or actually believe it, but I want to be there for absolutely everybody that I can be for because, you know, it doesn't hurt to be a good person, and I want to make sure I can be there for others if they need it, whatever type of uh, help it is. So I don't know, have good empathy, I guess, compassion. I think that's what I'm kind of trying to say, but yeah, just a little can really help someone in the scheme of things. Just being nice a little bit can just really put an impact in someone's life, even if it's just like a gas station worker looks like they're having a hard day. If you just talk to them a little bit and say hello, and they might feel better. Honestly, they might have a little bit less of a bad day. So you should always strive to make another person's day better, especially if you see it happening. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, I'll always do it, but I do try to help people. I do. I'm getting thirsty. What do I have to drink in here? I'll be right back. 1 second. All I got is milk, so I'll drink some more milk. No new chat, so I'm gonna quick drink some milk, and if anybody has any chats, shoot it down below. I'm gonna try to get this one to 100 minutes, and yeah, because this is a cool milestone, so I'll get this one to 100 minutes. It really hasn't been about storms whatsoever, more so about philosophical stuff. So I love philosophical stuff, so I'll keep it going on. Once again, thanks for everyone who showed up and listened to me jabber jaw, but take a quick sip of milk and I'll get read into any chats that have been put down below. Okay. Reading. I was delivering in Detroit and I guess I looked depressed. Best from some bro I may never meet again. Yeah. See, that's the interesting thing too. Those, like you said, those little interactions can make a difference to somebody, and you might always remember him. You're probably not going to forget that guy for a long, because he just showed that human side of him and gave you a hug, made your day. It probably did. Yeah, best hug from bro I may never meet again. It's been a decade, yeah. See, like that type of human, when humanity shows its goodness is when it's at its best. You know, human, we as humans can be great and we can be evil. There's two sides of the spectrum, and when you do show love and compassion towards somebody, they might remember that the rest of their life. Like, um, Cleo says it's been a decade and he still remembers it, and you probably will for a long time. Just little acts of kindness may always be remembered for you. And the person who did it, maybe it wasn't a big deal for them. Maybe it wasn't a massive moment for them. Maybe they do it all the time. But to you, it did a huge thing in your life. And it may have put you in a great mood the day, you know? And just giving people acts of kindness is the best thing you can possibly do with your life. And honestly, it kind of inspired me to do more acts of kindness because here's the thing, too. When you an act of kindness, ooh, this might not be good. There's a line in there. Huh. Anyway, when you do an act of kindness for somebody, it also makes you feel good. When you do something nice for someone else and you're bringing someone up, it makes you feel good too. Because you know that you're helping somebody and putting them in a better position to succeed and have a good day. I still remember there's this one I know from high school. Obviously, we're not going to say, but basically what happened is I seen him somewhere, and I'm like, "What's up? How have you been doing?" You know, and the default response that you usually get, "How are you doing?" or "How's it been?" is good. How about you? Good. How about you? This guy didn't say that. He said, actually, not so great. So, especially if you hear that, that's your call to intervene. I definitely was not going to be like, dang, that's too bad. See you later. I was absolutely not. I'd be like, I said, that's terrible. Or I don't know if I said that's terrible, but I said, that's too bad. Do you want to talk about it? Um, so I was giving him the opportunity to talk about it if he wanted to, and he did. And I'm not going to say the circumstances exactly, but it was hard circumstances. He was going through something hard in his life, and I would probably wasn't the person he expected to talk about it to, but he clearly needed someone to talk about it with, and I was in the right place at the right time to be that guy to help him, and I felt so much better about myself too that I likely made his day so much better that he could get it off his chest and talk to me, you know. And we were never really like friends, but still, it's just super super interesting to me, and you always just gotta offer that humanistic side of yourself to others and help them, you know. And that's what I want to do with my life. I want to help as many people as I can, you know. Um, and the stream too. Even if I'm just live streaming and talking to people, I want to help them more. If bring people, that's why sometimes out of nowhere, I'll text one of my buddies. What's going on here? There we go. I'll text one of my buddies and be like, "How have you been?" You know, just out of nowhere, just to talk to them, make them feel good. Chasing storms and the storm of a heart. And the wait. Chasing storms and the storms of a heart. Yeah. See, I would like to say that I have a lot of compassion, a big heart. But I'm not perfect. Absolutely not. I gotta be more generous for sure. Like I said, I like to hold on to my money, and I gotta help people monetarily more. Because it does make them feel better, especially the people that need it the most. Um, like if someone's holding a sign on the side of the road, they're having the hardest points of their life, and so if you can just make their day a little bit better, give them a bit more of a reason to fight, that's the best thing you can possibly do. Just show them that people care about them, and I think that's the greatest thing about humanity. Let me turn my brightness up. I can't even see myself. My phone is ever so slowly charging. Might grab a chair. My knees are starting to hurt. Whatever. We'll keep it going. But can even stand too. Yeah, I got like indents in my knees. Let's grab a chair. I guess we're not grabbing a chair. It's stuck, so I'll stand. But yeah, guys. Yeah. Yep. Also, when I storms too, I also plan. You're gonna see a lot of people that are at one of the worst tragedies of their life. They might have lost everything. Their house might be gone. They might have even lost a loved member, and I'll be there. Might be one of the first people they see, and the first people that can help them. And whether it's monetarily or just being there for a shoulder to cry on. Um, See, I look super young when I go like this. So that distracted me from. I just look young when I go like this. Really young dude, but yeah. No, I think there's gonna come parallels with helping people in storm chasing. So I'm excited for it. Because hopefully I don't get sucked up after that. At least if I do, that I'll go out doing what I love and helping people, and I'll have a lot of things in the car that can help people out, like not what are they called? Med packs. What are they called? I'll just show you. Here. I have a lot of these in my car. First aid kits. Help them out. Get them bare necessities, stuff like that. Shoes. Um, Maybe some clothes, stuff like that. But yeah, that'll be a nice to help once I get into that field of storm chasing. So as soon as I start storm chasing, that is, even if there's an awesome tornado in the area, I will stop and help people because, like I said, they're gonna need it, and I might be one of the first people that can help them, or the only person that can help them. So I will help them if I'm out storm chasing and there's people who need it. So, but I will probably end the stream around that hour mark. I will definitely go over the hour, but I'm probably not going to go like 2 hour long stream. Uh, that's crazy though. I've been live for 100 minutes. That's nuts. That is nuts. Why not search and rescue on the side? I could do that. I could do that. Um, all I know is all I'm not sure about is if I have to get additional training and spend additional funds for that. Like if I have to go college for like 3 years for first or search and rescue, or is that voluntary? Is that what that is? It voluntary to do search and rescue? I'd have to actually imagine it would be because you're going out and helping people, so you will, but you don't need to do college. And yes, okay, so it's voluntary. And okay, I understand what you're saying now. Okay, yeah, I'd definitely be interested in doing that for sure. Like I said, helping people. It's voluntary, but if you want to lead, you'll need training. No, I'm perfectly fine with not leading. I'll be a follower and just helping find the people that need to be found. Yeah, just search parties and whatnot, and crises and recovering people from storms and everything. But I still do want to storm chase, absolutely, absolutely, because it's exhilarating. I love storms. You will not see me more amped up um, from when there's a storm. I get absolutely amped up, flying around, recording here, recording there. I love it. What can I say? What's my dream storm rig? I think that's what you're talking about, storm chasing, like rig for storm chasing. Um, Honestly, uh, great car. It's got the sides welded, right? Welded down so the wind can't get under it because that's what tornadoes are going to pick up the car. A lot like Reed Timmer's Dominator 3, a lot like that, have the sides so the wind can't get under it. And you got them poles that drill into the ground, kind of like that TIV 2 from Storm Chasers, if you guys have seen that. Or even Twisters, they have stuff that dig into the ground. I think that's great too. And all the windows and everything that are extremely resistant to hail, so that they don't break on me. And cool job, obviously, Dakota Storms on the sides. I think that'd be sick. And just a vehicle that can intercept them. You know, I want to be inside a tornado. An hour long, guys. An hour long. That is insane. That is officially the 100% longest stream we've had by a long time. And it all started off with eating sandwiches at Chick-fil-A. Since then, the sandwiches are long gone. But thanks, guys, for sitting through. We got people in here right now, which is kind of crazy because this has been an hour, not an hour, 100-minute stream. So that's insane. So thanks for everyone who's sat through it. A special shout out to Colonial because I know he's been pretty much sitting through the beginning. So special shout out to him. Probably the reason why this stream has been going so long and broke the record. I will make the stream later once it's posted. It'll probably take a long time to get it all up and running because it is such a long stream. But yeah, I'll make it public, so if anyone wants to watch the highlights again, they can free to do so. Only thing I wish is that you can read chats after it was over too, but unfortunately you can't, so I think that's dumb. But yeah, I try to read out the chats out loud during the chats, during the live streams so that you can hear what the question was, so I'm not just reading it, but sometimes I do just straight up read it and not actually say what the chats are saying. So, a good stretch right there. Needed that. A little bit more. All right, see you, broski. All right, yeah, I'm gonna probably get the stream turned off here. Thanks again for popping in. I think it's been like 80 minutes or more that you've been in here. So once again, appreciate for sitting through this, and appreciate everyone else who's been in here, in and out, and any others who have stuck through, maybe not commented as much. Thanks again for everybody. Been a great stream, everybody. Talking about everything philosophical, food, storms. So one of the great streams, longest stream we've had, and it'll take a long time for this to be breaking. So thanks again for everyone, and we'll catch you on stream.